Come join on, zombie. Get the strange head around again. And hello, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for all the technical hiccups there again. Jesus Christ, my router just bloody took a dump. But it is 2-2. We are joining Zombie session as we speak. I will be jumping in to spectate as quick as I can. That's the old stream still. It's not quite come up yet. Did it actually start? It is. It has. Scrolling down. I'm spectating. This is just. When would it please update? So, we're with Tuesday. We are going to carry on from 2-all. There's 4 races remaining. Again, apologies for the technical difficulties. Zombie will be setting up. That shared to them. Oh, I spelled patience wrong there, but oh well. Oh. There we go, getting this shared around. TbH, we're with. And there is a lobby opened by Zombie. Time properly. Good luck, guys. Thank you very much. Accidentally invited for contact on, but that's all fixed. Contact off. Send it as done. Right, sorted. Shared everywhere again. Apologies for that. And we are back. So, 30 seconds on the clock. We're heading in to Gauntlet next. As I said before, it is 2-2. And they have everything to play for. Fairy Weekend, you are heading yourself potential lock-in. Please, not keep inviting me. No, if you're on my friends list. It's hotting up. And it has been very tense so far. The guys putting in a drive, couple of mistakes here and there. The others handling their stuff nicely. For some reason showing 2 lives on my channel now. Good. That's just what we want to see. My router shat itself, critics. Fuck knows what happens. It took me like 15 minutes to get back up and running. As Trulsy does hit that first gap back up to speed quite quickly, but not quite enough to make the gap. Zombie very nicely is waiting up, returning that weight from earlier. But yeah, the guys very, very patiently waited there for it all to get back up and running. And we are in to the racing again. Zombie having repaid the favour for the boost earlier. Now all is even. Honks of the horn from both. Trulsy pulling level with Zombie. Zombie just carries more speed on the exit. Holds the lead. And now he returned it. There's a chance, Alex, that these two could become best of friends. But no, I know Zombie also won to return favours. He's probably suffered that error himself in the past, knows it is a little bit unlucky for it to happen so early. Yeah, exactly, Antonio. He's a sportsman. Doesn't want it to go off that very first barrier. You see though, Zombie is just edging away, knowing that the boost line just slightly cleaner. The lag displaying there quite heavily. We are going to pop on to Zombie. Zombie is also live. Oh no, that's my other live showing apparently. Zombie out, lovely and clean. Over the jump. Tidy as he can as well. Lean and tidy over the curve, pulling on through. Lovely and smooth over the curve. You can see Trilby just coming onto the straight behind. Zombie goes through the tube, good and clean. Pulls through his line just above the shadow, back down and round up that metal line, and then pulls down quite sharply for the exit. He's gone a little bit too aggressive, incredible from Zombie. Not happy with himself. Trilsy though, waiting on this occasion himself, with it having been a racing incident, going excessive on the sportsmanship, back up to speed early. He's going to take the lead from it, and I think that is a fair position to go from. Yeah, I think he felt, with it being a bit more of a racing incident than the brick weight, he felt the need to just repay it again. Has punished a Zombie slightly, taking enough of a lead that Zombie is going to have to do and be very clean, get his cuts good, but re-establish and take the lead. You just know Zombie will have appreciated that. Lovely exit from Trilsy, is going to pull him away slightly. Tap of the horn does appreciate it from Zombie. We'll go with a final lap run. Hopefully both be nice and clean. No further needs to wait. The tube not good to Zombie. Drift. Slowly bringing the car back round. He handled that really nice, waiting for the car to gain that traction. But that does see Trilsy pull away. We will swap over, I think, to Trilsy. He's got quite a dominant lead at the moment. Take a little bit of the weight off of Zombie. Goes in for a light cut, a long flip. Nice and slow. Double eyes emoji from my man Official. How you going, fella? Over the curbs, good and aggressive. We could see Trilsy just completing the jump there onto the pink, going under the underpass. So I think we should stick with Zombie. The gap's not too far. We've seen Zombie able to pull some big cuts out of his hat. He's going to need to be really clean. Nice and aggressive, waits for the gap in the barrier to pull it out of the way, and then lines up using a barrier to straighten up, and again just waits for that gap in the barrier to pass before pulling into the barrier. Very smart lines, very tidy, giving him good speed over the curves. Pulls up that metal line, a little bit safer on the exit this time, not wanting to take that big risk. Very weekend 92, my man. I am going to be blocking you after this race, well, after this event. Afraid I don't know who you are, and you keep inviting me to GTA sessions. I don't think you're even in my friends list. Close the gap, good boost lines here. Pulls up that midpoint in the tube. Car drift up slightly, keeping traction. Lead though through to the tube exit. Zombie a fast loop, goes out a bit to the right, but he's clean, he's very clean. The gap did shorten. There is the potential for a forced mistake. Got to remember, Trilsy had already landed the jump at this point. The gap has come down hugely. The 3:07 is the best lap so far, but that is with the weight from both on the first and second lap. Huge sportsmanship shown, and then it's come down to this final lap. The D8 just not connecting properly in the tube, unable to pull down early enough. as the nose appears to pull up as the back end of the car is that little bit heavier. In for the cut, he gets it nice and low, lands before the black line. Zombie coming through the final few corners. Just feathering the throttle, making sure no chance for his fellow racer to potentially take the DNF. But that is a 3-2 in Trilsey's favour. Having taken the gauntlet from Zombie, no easy feat. I know, Zombie, maybe we heard the exclamation from Bibbler. Not being overly impressed. Cut. We'll have a look quickly at these two. Quickly doing while we're on the race screen. 3:05 did stay the best lap. That announced at the end of the stream. We are on to Maze Bank. We've seen with the fact that the guys are willing to wait, that if there is any issues, we may see that Zombie strong start, pulls into first from second. Heavy on the brakes. Maybe a slightly cleaner exit from that corner from Trilsey. Did shorten the gap nicely over the curbs. Good and aggressive brake boosting from both. They came back across the curb. Trilsey that slightly higher line in the tube, causing a little bit of lag differential. As the speed gets towards the back end of the tube, nice and tidy. Trilsey closing the gap through second tube. The slightly safer line goes to the centre of the tube. No bricking from either on this lap. Trilsey smooth line pulling right up into the back end of Zombie. Slightly safer on the brakes, but it allows him to take the corner with a touch more speed. Pulling away a bit of advantage on the street section. Did make the light joke of getting the street tracks on so he could apply some heavy smoke Zombie did offer the light reminder, it is a stunt competition. But if you'd like, you could choose a bike tracker too. There was some good bants in the chat. Big slug of my coffee. And to come through the tube line, you can see Zombie just maybe eking out a little bit more of an advantage. TbH very late on the brakes though there. And speed carried a little bit more, shortened it up with the tube exit. Shortening the gap, getting through the corner, able to apply the throttle really clean, just passes it right underneath. Will have maybe lost that tiny bit of curb boost effect you can get from the heavy bounce back up off the track when you hit that overpass correctly. Smooth lines through though, maximising the bump you can get. Oh, it's a bit higher up the tube wall. Zombie pulled up nice and early there. It's just all so smooth though from TbhStratuus here. Nice and late on the brakes, got the car down to the pace he wanted it. Zombie just edging away, did collect a lamppost, the top of it nearly clipping the spoiler on TbhStratuus' car. Handled it nicely. Zombie off the barrier though, has allowed TbhStratuus into the lead. Zombie was pushing really hard, could have potentially been on for a good 3-lap run. A 149.577 to 150.867. There was just over a second between the two. With the ever so slight lead Zombie had obtained on the first lap. With the good curves and brake boosting on that final bit of the straight. TbhStratuus now with the lead, knows Zombie is not too far behind. Towards the exit, Zombie pushes it a little bit later, carries the speed, the distance a little bit more down to less than half a second. I think it could get tight. Slightly extended out with the back wheels, or the two left wheels lifting up aggressively. Off the curb, clips the overpass nicely, getting himself back down to the track nice and early into the tube. Smooth, low then high. Just inched away ever so lightly with the first. Zombie pulling it back with that late pull down. Lovely smooth line. Doesn't go as safe this time onto that left side wall of the tube, going very aggressive through the corner, clipping the boost, comes on through. Oh, it's aggressive though on the curb, and it just flicks Zombie out to the right into the pole. TbhStratuus rides his luck ever so slightly. It sounded like he was accepting the defeat. Zombie going again, taking the DNF himself. You can see he got there nice and clean, going to show us a nice tube exit there, lovely and tidy, showing maybe try and get really low across that gap into the tube there, clipping onto the red and back round, gets you good boost, heavy on the brakes into the corner. It is a 4-2 to TbhStratuus. All the work with Zombie to pull it back for the tie. Believe we have splits. We've seen Pier 8 and wall climb to come. So we have a track from Zombie, we have one from TbhStratuus remaining. It is incredibly tense. Like, we all know how good Zombie is. It isn't out of reach, but things have got a bit more difficult, a bit more tight for him. He is going to have to be perfect. Now, no more mistakes to make it through. TbhStratuus has been very good. Showed a really good improvement throughout the competition. Really coming on strong as well against good opponents. Didn't go down lightly against Jack. The scoreline wasn't the best for him, but didn't do himself any injustice. We all know Jack very strong. We will spend a bit more time here and there with TbhStratuus just because the pressure now heavy on Zombie's shoulders. Over the curbs. Zombie's fallen behind with a bit of a rough entrance into the tube. TbhStratuus good and smooth over the curbs. Little twitches on the steering, getting the car lined up the way he wants it. Nice and clean. Pulls in into the tube. Tidy. Goes straight across. Lovely done. Lands on that left side tube wall. Pulls himself through the corner in the tube. Nice and clean. Oh, it looked a bit late, but he got himself past that red tube entrance. Comes on through nice and tidy. Over the curbs, nice and smooth, down the straight. TbhStratuus has got around a 2.6 second lead. Zombie will be looking to close it up. Like I say, we will put a bit more of that thick ass YouTube pressure on TbhStratuus. With a Zombie having the work to do, he's under enough pressure. Don't want to put any more on him. He is gaining what appears to be a track that can be hard to gain on when the racer you're racing against can handle the speed, knows how to collect boost. Differences can be quite small. Nice line, uses the barrier to straighten the car up before pulling aggressively back to the right for cut into the red tube. The gap does appear to just remained around the same through the majority of this lap. Zombie though definitely edging back. Lovely clean exit. Zombie just on the edge of the map now. We can see the whole dot. The one at 27.472 to the 25.485. So around a second, well, not 2 seconds, shredded off that lead. Zombie is just coming on through now. Hear both engine notes singing hard, screaming over the jump, nice and clean. Zombie playing a little bit rough with that bridge. Using it to level the car out on the flat wall, timing it perfectly. TbhStratuus a little bit lucky and gets through clean. Zombie bucked up on the tube slightly. TbhStratuus rode his luck, just pushed nice and straight, hoping, I think more than anything, that he was going to make it past the spinner. Maybe just closed his eyes a touch. Hoped for the best in that one little situation there. Didn't make any adjustments to his line, just, like I say, hoped for the best. He made it through, did. Zombie with the aggressive line was pulling away. But that is going to see Trilsy take the playlist. To 5 in his favour, 2 with Zombie. Oh, Zombie, maybe just a little frustrated GGs from Alex. You have one race left. That 125.485 is the best lap. We are on to Walkline. So the non-contact laps maybe being left at 2. I think everything was clean. It just looked like a bit of a racing mistake. I'm not sure if it was a brick. I'll let Zombie answer that. But like, you rode your luck with the spin, you just stayed nice and straight and then you just went for the jump between. Zombie went for that slightly more aggressive line, going left or right, and he might have clipped the tube on the entrance across. It looks like Zombie gonna let it go on 2 laps, not wanting to pull out, but maybe not wanting to do a full 3 laps also. But Brandon, after hours, with the thumbs up. GG's, as I said, from Alex. It's been a good battle, some really tense racing, and Trilsy's handled it admirably. Laps are up to 3. Maybe that just took a little longer to register on my end. It can do that from time to time, as you can see. It's showing sports tyres here, but they will be on the off-roads, and I can assure you of that. Nice, smooth application of power, but lovely boosting from TbH into the lead. A lovely start. Zombie nice and aggressive over that inside curve though. Pulls him back level on the straight. Trilsy getting good revs. Maybe caught a brake boost off that first clip of the curves, just to establish a little bit more breathing space. Allowing himself to see back of his car cleanly. Into the tube, a nice smooth line, feels slightly higher initially. Zombie closing up side of the car, clipping the tube though, on the tube cut. Zombie just pushing a little bit too hard, trying to take the cut at a lower point, maximising the revs. Back up to speed, goes in for ramp skip. He got it clean as well. You can see the car flipping on the map. Again with the bit between his teeth. Truesy comes off the inside barrier, trying to push a bit too hard along the inside. The gap is now about where it would maybe been. Zomby clearly having carried good speed through the section. The ramp skip paid dividends, shortening the gap enough. I didn't mean swap with the gap being the way it is. I think we will be stick. Just a touch with Truesy. Clean over the curbs. Zomby on the right side of the track, maybe chasing brake boost. Head with the throttle. We got TJ offered from Luke. Yep, this will be your opponent, Luke, for the next round for yourself. You can take your time with it a touch. Zomby in for the ramp skippy. Nice slow barrel roll as well. You can see he slowed it out to make sure he didn't overflip. Just ahead as he extends away ever so lightly. But yeah, you can have a little bit of time to arrange this match. There's still a couple more before it gets to that stage. There's the Heredia match after Randolph v Biz, and then the winner of Heredia v the winner of that match, the Lulu Aman Raza. So in fact we've got 3 matches still before that next one, so if you want to wait until it gets to the Raza match, that'd be more than fine. Through the tube, nice and clean. We are going to go spend a lap with a Zomby. .219.540 is the best lap. 221 short. We are going to see some improvement on that. Didn't lose a lot of time behind Zomby at just a 0.2, just under 0.2 of time lost. Around the corner, tight as you like to the barrier, tight as a tiger, as I do occasionally say. So, Alex, you have the winner of Biz versus Randos. Then the winner of that, so the winner of that moves into your match. You face them. The winner of your match then faces Raza. No, that's not. Sorry, Keynote. Sorry, I've got my draw the wrong way round and moved it on a touch further than it had. So forget all of that I said. Zomby really nice through the stop strips and down the hill. Really strong lead here on wall climb. Showing what he could have maybe done on a slightly different day. Pulls through the tube, maybe with Blade, played a little bit more with Zombie, and with Chilsey, able to keep himself a bit calmer. Settled in. Pretty nice and clean. 2:14.167 is the best lap there so far. Right, see it come down, not seeing any mistake. Doesn't appear to have pulled away from Chilsey as he comes across the line. .212.833 there from Zombie. A really nice lap time there. That does see Luke v Chilsey, and again, apologies for that, Heredia. So the winner of your match goes on to face Keno. The winner of Luke's match goes on to face Ryan. And that is the two semi-finals from the losers bracket before we get the finalists fall in, one of the two finalists from the winners bracket, to make a second final there. It can be quite hard to follow because we're having at the moment, this is the semi-final basically, or will be. So Chilsey v Luke and Biz or Randos v Heredia will be a semi-final. That leads into a semi-final, that leads into a final, that leads into a second final. It's quite a complicated format to try and follow as an older man who smokes a bit of pot. But unless anything comes up, if you win that match when you get Biz or Randos, you face Keno. Yeah, I think you've got it. GG Trilsey, my man. GG's to Zombie as well. Congratulations are offered to Trilsey. And lucky this time, Zombie. We've seen you do magical things on the track many times. We've seen you be very dominant in these competitions in the past. Today, maybe not. Just have a little look through. And Zombie may be going to take at least a bit of a break until the update. I know he's been enjoying PUBG, but feeling like some of the things a little bit too unlucky. Not taking the win away from Chilsey at all from the sounds of it. He's offered the GGs across, but I'm done with this game kind of things happen to me. GG, I can agree. Game is a bit shit yet. Better times with the Wagner and none of all this bullshittery. Like, I can fully understand the frustrations, guys. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Chilsey has progressed through. His opponent will be Luke. You do still have a bit of time with that because we do still have the two matches, well, the match to get up to your level and then a bit of time. So I'll stick you in that message tonight or tomorrow. We'll move forward with the competition from there. Thank you all so much, and good boy from me. Bye-bye.